Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to my channel, guys. I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, hi, my name is Saban Pascal Mara Afamafubari, but you can just call me Lay, and that's on period. Listen to me singing Mara Afamafubari when I said I want to stop doing that, but I'll go into it too. It's fine. We move. Today I'm doing yet another BL review, which probably you've been anticipating because last week I didn't release any review or anything like that. So probably like, girl, what is the review? What is the review? So I'm finally making one, and this one is one I've been talking about quite lately because, like I said, there's one that has a very deep storyline and the ending is quite hectic that it literally brought me to tears. I was crying, I was snorting, everything, name it, I was doing it because of how sad the ending was. So today I'm finally doing the review of that series. This series is called History 3 Make Our Days Count. Now with History 3, the storyline is very deep. It's very, very deep. Even at the beginning, like the things that happened, like I was just like, oh my god. Like the first time I watched it, I don't think everything went into my head because I sort of like forgot some stuff that happened. But the second time I watched it, I said, oh my god, like this was actually so hectic. Like why didn't I realize how hectic this is? So the story follows two main characters. The first one being Chiang Hao Ting. I wrote the name down as per usual. So it's Chiang Hao Ting, and the second one is Yushigu. Like it's very, I think it's Japanese if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, please do correct me. I think it's Japanese because even the tone that they had was very Japanese. But yeah, it's giving very much Japanese, and the names also give that as well. So this is the first time I'm reviewing a BL that's outside of Thai BL series because most of the BL series, like I said, are from Thailand, but there are some from Japan, China, Singapore, the Philippines, etc., etc. So we first off like get introduced to these two main characters. Yoshigu is very laid back. He's all about being in his own space, focusing on his academics, and he's very introverted. He doesn't like going out partying, any of those things. He just focuses on his academics and making sure that he gets the best results that he can so that he can actually win a scholarship to go to varsity. And I'll explain further why he actually needs the scholarship to go to varsity. Xiang, yeah, Xiang Hao Ting on the other end. I think I'll call him Xiang from now. So Xiang is very out there. He's an extrovert. He's popular. He is he's a lot of things, and he's also a bully. Please, 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 please don't forget that he's a bully because he is definitely a bully. So he's a lot of things that are very, very, very opposite to Yushigu. Oh my god, their names are so hard to remember. But it's very opposite to Yushigu, and you see them sort of like clashing at the beginning. And this is where the bullying comes in because we got to see Yushigu being bullied quite a lot. Like it was very intense. He was bullied by Xiang and his friends, but Xiang was not that deep when it came to bullying Yushigu. I don't know why, but he wasn't like his friends. His friends were messy. His friends were a lot. His friends used to beat up Yushigu, make fun of him, da 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 da. It was quite sad witnessing it, like especially knowing what Yushigu goes through and what Yushigu like is trying to work towards and why he is the person that he is today. Yeah, well, so it was really sad to see Yushigu being treated like that. But Chiang's friends really treated Yushigu really badly, and it literally touched me. That's why I'm saying the second time when I watched it, it hit more than the first time, and I was like, oh my god, the bullying is quite intense and it's quite crazy. So far, we have Yushigu, who's very academic focused, and he's all about his academics. And one of the reasons that he's so focused on his academics is because he lost his parents when he was still young in a car accident, and that forced him to go live with his relatives, mainly his aunt. So he focuses so much on his academics because he wants to win a scholarship so that he can remove the burden from his relatives. Because yeah, okay, sure, they are relatives and they're taking care of you, but like they can't take care of you forever. They also have their kids and stuff like that. So he sees himself as a burden to his family. So he just wants to be independent and like just do things his own way ever. So that's one of the main reasons why Yushiku was working so hard and was making sure that his academics are always up to date and stuff like that. So the fact that Xiang's friends were always messing around with him and mistreating him and making his life a bit difficult was really sad. It was really, really sad. So how Xiang got to know Yushigu is because I think Yushigu, oh yes, I remember. It just literally hit me. What happened is that Xiang's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, I can't remember if they were still together at the time, had an interest in Yushigu, and she would borrow Yushigu's jacket. She would do subtle things to like give a hint that I like Yushigu, but Yushigu was not there because Yushigu was where? Focused on his academics. Exactly. So Yushigu was not there, but he was focused on his academics, and this girl was doing the most to make like to grab Yushigu's attention, but Yushigu was not there. So because Xiang sees that, oh my god, my ex or my girlfriend is interested in this guy. Who is this guy? Let me actually look further into him. So he started like looking further into him and follow him around and stuff like that. And that actually ended up, could say, leading to an interest in Xiang of Yishigu. Ooh, let me repeat that. That actually built an interest of Yushigu in Xiang's heart. Like he sort of like found himself interested in Yushigu all of a sudden and not seeing him as the person who's his enemy, but more as someone who could be his potential lover. I'm not sure if Xiang had been in a man-to-man relationship before because I don't think it was ever stated, even Yushigu, but they sort of like built an interest for each other. I think one of the reasons that Xiang built such a huge interest in Yushigu is because Xiang used to be similar to Yushigu, not exactly the same, but he used to be like a straight A student, work really hard, the works. But he changed all of a sudden, and I think this is because he discovered like just going off the rails is so much great, and like not focusing on your studies and just being a bad boy is it seems so much better than focusing on your academics and trying so hard to pass and stuff like that. Just like to that and became a bad boy. But I think because that's still part of him, that's still a part of him. So I think because of that, he saw an interest in Yushigu because of that. So he would do like weird stuff. I think this one time he got Yushigu to be late to class by standing outside of Yushigu's door. Like he literally followed Yushigu to a point where he knew where Yushigu lived. Like how crazy is that? In the story, you see Yushigu living alone. I'm not sure where his aunt was. I think maybe he was abroad because most of the stories, BL series, if you find that the relatives or the parents are living abroad and the child is the one that is living alone in Thailand. So I think that might have been the case. So he literally stood outside Yushigu's door and he blocked Yushigu from going to class, and Yushigu ended up being late and the teacher was upset and he didn't want to understand. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a total mess, and I felt so sad for Yushigu because we all know what he's going through and we all know why he wants it so bad, but these kids are like playing with him and just taking advantage of him because he's thinner and more petite and can be easily bullied, I could say. Now because Xiang was following Yushigu a lot and all of a sudden building an interest in Yushigu, I can't remember how it came about, but Xiang was, oh, so what happened is that I think Xiang wanted something very particular, and his parents were like, you need to get a certain grade in order to achieve this. Oh, he wanted actually to get into a good school and he had to achieve certain grades in order to achieve this. So he ended up asking Yushigu for tutorials, like to be his tutor basically, like Xiang, Xiang. So he ends up like asking Yushigu to be his tutor and offering him tutoring lessons, and I think Yushigu ended up agreeing to tutor him because he was like, if I tutor you, will you leave me alone, and would you tell your friends to leave me as well? I think Shane was like, yeah, I'll literally leave you alone and tell my friends to leave you as well. And Yushigu was like, okay, if that's the case, and if you keep to that promise, I will tutor you and you will get into this university that you want to get into, right? So fine, Yushigu tutors Xiang and he tutors him, and Yushigu ends up realizing that what's his name, Xiang actually has some similarities to him, because he can see that, man, this is a diamond in the rough. Like, I can just work a bit harder and I think I can get this guy to where he wants to be, because it doesn't make any sense that he is this person but he has the potential to make it and pass well and stuff like that. So it's like, there's something, it couldn't off la. So he was like, nah, man, this person, I think he's like this. And this sort of like led Yushigu to have an interest in Xiang. And he didn't necessarily, like, obviously he's like introverted, so it didn't push him to necessarily like jump in, like say, Xiang, I like you and stuff like that. But we did see them like interacting, and because Xiang is more forward and stuff like that, he ended up like obviously like stating his interest in Yushigu, and it led to them end up being in a relationship. I think Xiang was not for it at the beginning, but he sort of like end up like, you know, getting into it, especially because Yushigu did express that he liked him and he wouldn't hurt him and stuff like that. And because he saw that this person is actually a nice person, you know, underneath all of that, and I will hit you and stuff like that energy, he was like, this person is a good person and I think I can be in this relationship with him. So they get into the relationship, and their relationship is a bit rocky. It's not steady, it's not, you know, easy and stuff like that. And I think the main reason is because Xiang's parents end up finding out that him and Yushiku are not just friends, but they're in a romantic relationship. So the parents are like, nah, fam, we're not down for this. You need to let this boy go. So Xiang ended up breaking the relationship with Yushigu, but he was so upset that he, I think, got sick and he was just not good. And I think the parents ended up like calling Yushigu back and saying like, you need to check up on this guy. And the dad was not happy at first. Like, he literally would fight and that father. Woo. But eventually I think he did come around and try to help his son the best way he can, because at the end of the day, Xiang likes Yushigu and there's nothing he can do about it. There's nothing he could do about it. So they end up like letting Yushigu come and see Xiang, and I think they sort of like had a session because we could shush in that room. And it's so weird because Xiang was sick. So like, where did all of that energy come from, sir? Where did all of the energy come from? Yeah, so those were some of the things that happened that led to the relationship being a bit rocky. We also saw them fighting, and they ended up going on a trip with their friend. So Xiang's friend ended up also like getting into a romantic relationship with another guy who's actually Yushigu's manager at the store that he works at. So they end up like being in a relationship as well. And yo, there are sessions in the gym. Wow, okay, wow. But they end up being in a relationship as well, and they end up taking a trip with Xian and Yushigu, and they could see something was a bit off. And I can't remember what exactly led to the fight, but they ended up fighting, and you could see Xiang was not there. He was not there at all. And Yushigu tried his best to like be, you know, positive and give Xiang energy, but Xiang was like, hold it, I don't need you right now, I don't need energy right now. But they end up talking it out, and I think Xiang is a bit easy because the minute Yushigu just, you know, gives himself to him, he literally just opens his arm and say, okay, I'm sorry, come here. Like, you know, I think he has a soft spot for Yushigu, which is really sweet. Yeah, like we see the relationship very much trying to grow and become so much better than what it was. And also, like, we see Xiang and Yushigu chilling together with Xiang's friends, and it's so cute. And the way Xiang looks at Yushigu, the friends are just like, you're a god, you are a god guy. So like it was really, really nice. And then the devastating part comes, the heartbreaking part comes. So Yushigu and Xian now move from high school to varsity, right? So in varsity, they decide to stay together in this cute little apartment. They rent the apartment for themselves. And like, yo, the thing that annoys me the most, and it even wants to make me cry right now, is because Yushigu suffered so much. Yushigu suffered so much. The fact that his life was starting to come together, and he had someone who loved him and cared for him, and he had a nice place, and he didn't have to worry about his academics so much that they literally take over his life. I was so happy for him. I was like, oh my god, thank God. Look how life is coming together for Yushigu. It's so amazing. And then the most heartbreaking and devastating thing happened. He passed away. He got hit by a car and literally died on the spot. What? Are you mad, directors? Are you mad, story writers? Why? Why would you end the story like that? It was so heartbreaking. Like, to see Xiang go through the emotions that he went through, the fact that Yushigu lost his life and his life was coming together. Like, everything was just a mess, and it tore me apart. And I was just so heartbroken. I was like, hey, Bo, why is this happening? Why is this happening? There was, however, a confusing part, because we got to see someone who literally looks exactly like Yushigu, but he's more like Gen Z, much more younger, stuff like that. He ends up like meeting up with Xiang, and Xiang's like more older, more mature, wears glasses. I don't know if glasses are the way to just like, you know, show somebody's mature, but they tried and it kind of worked. Got to see them meet up, so I was a bit confused to what's going on. Did Yushigu all of a sudden change? Like, what happened? Because they didn't state that Yushiku tragically lost his life at the car accident, yeah, well. So it was left for interpretation. So I was a bit confused, like, okay, what's happening? Like, did Yushigu all of a sudden change after the car accident? Can't you know Yushigu was gone? And this was a brand new person who looked like Yushigu but wasn't the same as Yushigu. And I think it hurt Xiang a lot, because when you see someone who looks like the person you love, it's honestly heartbreaking. It's honestly devastating. It's honestly like, it's, I feel like you could even like develop depression or even like lose your life to that because of how heartbreaking it is. So it was hard, like a lot, for Xiang to keep seeing that person, because at the end we see Xiang crying hysterically on the floor of his living room, you know, taking a look at Yishiku's pictures and just like realizing or reminiscing on the fact that he lost his lover to such a tragic accident. Like, this story was a lot. I'm not gonna front with you. I'm not gonna play cutie or anything. It was a lot, and it was a lot to take that ending. I do, however, appreciate that Xiang's friend and the manager at the convenience store or the store managed to stay in the relationship together and grow together as well. It was really nice to see. The part that was just like a bit is because I feel like the manager was way older than this Xiang's friend, so it was a bit like, okay, it's very interesting, but hey, you can't fight love. They say like, love doesn't have no age, love doesn't have no skin tone, whatever. Love is love, so I can't fight that. But yeah, it was really sad to see Xiang go through what he went through, and for Yushigu to, you know, lose his life like that. But yeah, that is it when it comes to history. Make our days count. I probably didn't go deep into it once again. I don't want to go deep into them because I want to give you the opportunity to also watch them if you feel like watching. And also because I've watched them a long time ago, I'm only reminiscing on things that are very vivid in my mind and things I feel like are much more important for me to talk about. So yeah, that is it when it comes to the review of History Make Our Days Count. I hope you guys enjoyed this BL review. I thank you so much for watching and reaching this point of the video. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day or the night, or but whichever time you're watching this, I hope you enjoy. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn on your post notification bell so you can get a notification every time I post. And yeah, that's all for me. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.